Hey, what's up? What's up, YouTube? It's King Gio in the house. How you guys doing today? Today's Sunday. I was gonna go to work today, but when I got to work, I already got my shift. But I was supposed to work today, but yesterday I worked 12 hours in a row, and my feet was hurting. So about like I was gonna go to work anyway. When I got there, the girl had covered my shift, and I said, "Let's see how this girl covers the shift." Because there've been times before if I asked her to cover a shift, and she had said no. I just wanted to try her out. Anyways, today's Sunday chat day. Let's talk. But whatever you guys want to talk about, don't forget tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here in the United States, I'll be giving away $100 for females only. Females only. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and say King Gio, I subscribe. Therefore, I can put you on the list. It's going to be a wheel, boom, 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 and the way it's going to be done. I let more people come on the chat so they can see how I'm going to do it. I'm gonna post up a little video here as I'm doing this with you guys. I think it's funny. So let's talk about things that have been going on this weekend. What did you guys have found that's interesting? I saw something interesting the other day. In Baker's, California, an eagle on top of nesting her eggs, which is pretty cool because you don't see that every day, and it makes you say to yourself, "Wow, how a mother eagle, how animals have that animal instinct, and how gay." Hold on a minute, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I was saying happy birthday to my niece. Today's her birthday on Valentine's Day. What's up? You got two people. What's up? Hit that like button. So yeah, look what I bought today. I'm gonna do my hair. Gorilla Glue. What do you think? Think it's good for my hair? I should go for it, right? So yeah, so the way the content, the giveaway is going to go is you're gonna have to be on my live. Even though you subscribe, you have to be on my live because I cannot have, let's just say your name comes out and you don't claim your prize, and then I can't even unclaim because there are other contestants that have gone. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing the live. So you have to be on my live show. I gotta see your name here, like I'm doing here, so I can see who's on, and then I could once it goes on, I'm going to show you how it's going to be done, how I have it. Let me just uploading a video here, guys. All right, so this is the way it's going to be. For those who have participated here, can be because I already have one. Wow. Okay, this is the giveaway, right? So this is the way it is. Let me turn this light off. So it's going to be like this. Well, it is like this. All you females who subscribe, your names are on here. So I put the spin. This is just a test, so you guys can see it. Put the spin. It's going to go like this. And that's the way it's going to go. This is just a test run. So come at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You girls go in and bloom, bloom, bloom. We got in. We are in. All right. So there you go. So let's talk about some things that has been interesting. As far as the stimulus package is concerned, there's not much news there. I'm not going to divulge into it because I've done videos on it, what's going on. So I'm not going to put too much. It's still on the air. Committees are still submitting their proposal. So I'm not going to indulge into that that many times. What went on with the Gorilla Girl? She did get operated. I don't know what happened to her scalp. I'm assuming they removed all that. So I don't know. Dímelo, Michael, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está, nene? So it's been interesting. You in Texas, Michael? You in Texas? You guys are being hit by a cold front, from what I see in the news. So let's talk about what's been going on here in the United States. We all know that yesterday Donald Trump got acquitted. We all knew that was going to happen, so that's no big surprise to anyone. But the funny thing that I see about all this is the allegiance that they have towards a man instead of the allegiance that they have towards the country. These 43 Republicans who voted against him, who voted against who voted with the acquittal, are spineless people. They're really spineless because a lot of people who don't know any better tend to say that Donald Trump did not tell these people to go down to the Capitol and do and to do the things that they did. Smart people would know that he did incite this. You know, there is a way that you say things. The context of the way that you say things do matter. You never seen snow or ice like that in your life? Well, Texas is not known for snow or ice. So I was saying, so what he said in the context that he said it, a lot of people, you could tell anyone that's, you know, you could, like, let's just say you could, you know, I'll give you an example. The defense team was giving away, it was saying that, oh, when Pelosi or Kamala Harris and all these people with Democrats were saying, we got to fight. We got to fight is a difference of saying it, that context, and instead of saying, you go into a crowd and say, our elections were lost and we have to fight on the day that the votes were being verified. Also, so you live in Colorado, so you know what snow is, because Colorado has a lot of snow. So we know the context of that. So on the January, he could have said this a long time. He could have said it before it even happened. But he chose a day. That's number one. He chose a day that he knew that he chose a day when he knew that the verification of the votes were being done. He then tweeted that Mike Pence had to do what he had to do to keep the integrity. And then when Mike Pence didn't do what he said he did, what he couldn't do, he said Mike Pence let us down. Now I'm already working the night, Friday and Saturday. I worked yesterday from 4 in the afternoon to 4 in the morning because the girl that did today, I was supposed to go in at 3, but I was like, I'm just gonna call in because my manager was like, yo, Gio, you can call this girl. She does it if she does your spot because she was supposed to come in yesterday. I was like, let's try because this girl never does my shift anyways. I asked her one time and she said no. I'm like, I'm not asking again. I don't ask you twice. So when I went today to work, she was there. I was like, but I thought you said she wasn't gonna cover my shift. He goes, I told you she was. I was like, then I looked at the message and I said, oh yeah, you did say that. But since work is only 10 minutes away, I didn't mind the ride. But I went down to go see my daughter anyway. So the context of what the context of the way you say things does matter. I can say to you, you won't understand it because you have no high school diploma or you have no college degree, and then you're gonna tell me, well, King Gio, what you just saying that I'm stupid? You see, right there, you're taking it to another level. When I said no, I'm just saying that you wouldn't understand it because you don't have that education level to understand because you never went to college, you never studied, let's say, law, you never studied medicine. So whatever I say to you, you will not understand it. So those are the kind of things. Look what Ray Roberts says. Ray Roberts says, bro, a fight is a fight is a fight. Anytime you say go get into your politician's face and go, no, it's not. A fight, when you say let's fight to a politician, it's not that you're gonna go and rumble with a politician. No, you're gonna go to them, you're gonna write a letter and say, I want my rights, blah, 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 blah. You're gonna go into his office and say, you're gonna make your voice heard. You're fighting. You're not gonna literally fight with your hands, bro. That's just a figure of speech. There's a difference between a figure of speech and being literal. Those are two different things. How you doing, Wanda Perez? Okay. Maxine Waters, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Schumer, and even your president, Joe Biden, there was no innocency in between. Okay. I would say what Joe Biden said, because this is one of the reasons that I didn't like Biden, because I seen Biden and tell people, yo, I'll take you out back. You don't do that. So that's different. But when Kamala Harris and when Cory Booker and when Maxine Waters said, let's fight, it means with words, bro. We speak of words. You speak of words. We'll say, you know what? I know I'm not going to fight with my knuckles, but I'm going to fight you with using my words. I'm going to fight you with using letters. I mean, writing your letter. I'm going to fight you when it comes that November, when it comes to voting time, I'm going to vote you out. That's what you say, fighting. But when you say, we're not going to go down, we can't go down, we got to go down fighting. When you say, let's fight, when you have Rudy Giuliani say, let's fight, well, I forgot the word he used. You're inciting words because you have a crowd there that's not going to differentiate. So there's a lot of ways you can say a lot of things. Hitler did never kill nobody with his own hands, but he led a lot of his troops to kill a lot of people. He didn't even lift one finger because he knew. Let me tell you something. Once you keep the people oppressed and you don't give them knowledge and you know that they're not knowledgeable, then you know that you can get away with a lot of things. And that's what's going. That's what happened with Donald Trump. Donald Trump could have told thousands of people, jump off the bridge because it's going to make you good. It's going to happen. Look at Waco. Look at back 20 years ago when those people killed themselves in Waco because they were in a cult. They thought they was going to go up and get. They were going to die and they were going to go into the kingdom or whatever the case may be. You look at the Islamics. The Islamics say to themselves, you commit, I'm going to give you this bomb. You commit suicide. You're going to have 7 virgins waiting for you in heaven. People are weak-minded. And when you're weak-minded, a person like Donald Trump can feed on that. Anyone can feed on that. It's like when you're with a woman and your woman tells you everything about her past relationship or how my boyfriend did this or how my husband did that. A person like me, I would feed into that. I would know, okay, this is what I know her. I know her soft spot. So if I'm a pig, I'm going to feed on that. I'm going to say, you know what, I can get this girl easy because she's vulnerable. She's been through this. She's been through that. So I'm just going to feed on that. Oh, baby, I'm not like this. I'm not like that. I'm very different and blah, blah, blah. I'm feeding on that. So that's what he did. He fed on the innocent of people's brain who doesn't know any better. And that's the sad part. Because here you got Republicans who voted against acquittal, knowing that what he did was wrong. You don't have to be physically there. I mean, you don't have to physically say, we are going to go down the Capitol, we're going to take each and every one of these senators out, and we're going to beat the living shit out of them. You don't have to say that. Well, Kamala Harris raising money to make bonds for criminals. It is what it is, man. You know, so do you call a criminal? Do you call yourself a criminal if you're protesting for your rights? See, a lot of people are taking what happened in the summer with what happened in the Capitol. Those are two different protests, two different things. Am I against what happened in the riots in the summer about the burning the buildings? Yes, I'm against that. People, innocent people, lost their businesses because of that. It had nothing to do with Floyd, but the riots had to happen because there are people out there. You have to understand there are more white people in the United States of America than there are blacks. All right. If I'm not mistaken, there's like 44 million black Americans in this country. So you can't compare the vast majority of white people to the blacks. So when white people put down, oh, there's also white people who are being killed by cops too. Yes, but you cannot compare racial. You cannot compare the police abuse from blacks to whites because there's more whites than there is blacks. So when you look at it mathematically, you're killing more blacks than you are whites, mathematically speaking. So when it comes down to that, you have to voice. But let me tell you something. I'm 49 years old, and I've seen discrimination. And when you go out there and you voice your opinion, and you're voicing and you're voicing and you're voicing and you're voicing, and nothing gets done, you get tired of, you know what? I'm telling you the same shit over and over and over again. And this is both Republican and Democrats, and they don't do nothing about it. And it's time to then it's time your voice has to go more than what it's supposed to do. Now you're cursing at people. Now you're doing this. You're lashing out at people that you're not supposed to lash out. That's no good. But your voice is not being heard. And when your voice is not being heard, then you take things to another level. Ray Roberts, okay. Ray Roberts said, come on, okay. Medina said, that's his right, Ray Roberts. King Gio can say, I can believe. Well, of course, Ray Roberts, a double standard. It's not, you told me this earlier. It's not a double standard. You're saying, Ray Roberts, you're saying a fight's a fight. No, a fight's not a fight. Okay, just because if I go to my job and say, you know what, I want to go to my boss and I want to fight for my rights. That doesn't mean that I want to go into my boss's office and I want to beat the shit out of him. No. Fighting means I'm going to go down to my boss's office. I'm going to sit down with my boss, and I'm going to put my point across. Listen, I believe that I deserve a raise because this. So I'm going to fight for what I believe belongs to me, what I deserve. Not that I want to go. If you think that that my word fighting, I'm going to get that means that I want to go kick his ass, then your mind is twisted. Ahora, Wanda, ¿de dónde eres? Carlos de Jalisco, hey, I'm from Mexico, kids. Hey, Carlos, how you doing, Bobby? Jalisco Cartel. I like that name. Robert said, that's what makes America the great country. That is the freedom of speech. A lot of countries have freedom. Let me tell you something. A lot of countries have freedom of speech. Canada, England, Germany, Italy. Yo, we're in 2021. There's a lot of freedom of speech in a lot of countries, bro. So that's nothing. It's what you say, how you say it. One desde Nueva Jersey. Oh, gracias, Carlos. Es que soy boricua. Yo soy del Bronx, pero vivo ahora en Carolina del Norte. Pero gracias por el halago de que hablo muy bien español. Thank you very much, Carlos. Gio is my compay brother. He's a good man. He has even gifted my son gifts. Of course, I gifted your son gifts. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I like doing stuff like today. I'm giving away $100 at 9 o'clock to a lucky female. So let's see. So a lot of these girls are from the Philippines, which is cool because I'm reaching the Philippines, so that's pretty cool. I like that. No, it's not, Wanda. All you gotta do is just subscribe and put down King Gio. I subscribe. Once I see that you subscribe, because I can see on my subscription list who subscribed and who hasn't, and then you're on. And you gotta be live at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So when I go live and I do the giveaway, Depending on how many people I have, I may give 30 seconds. And if they say, Wanda, you're the winner, you're going to say, hey, King Gio, I'm here. Boom. So then you're the winner. And then I tell you, give me your Cash App or your PayPal, and boom, and I send it. All right, Wanda, then you contest it. So let's going back to, you have the right to say, do you have the right to say what you want to say? No, because if freedom of speech was that, and if I say I'm going to go kill you, I can go to jail for that. So freedom of speech can only it only extends so long, because there's certain things that you can't say, certain things you cannot say. You go to Cuba and you talk about against the revolution, you go to jail. You go to North Korea, you speak against the country, you go to jail. You steal a sign that says North Korea or a stop sign, you go to jail. Well, when Maxine Waters and Cory Booker talks about getting into the face of people, see, that's different. I'm getting to your face. I'm going up to Ray Roberts and I'm saying, yo, Ray Roberts, I don't like what you're doing. I don't like that you're doing this. I don't like the way you're running the city. I don't like the way you're not putting money or effort into it. That's face to that's running. That's what you're talking about. So about getting into the face. That's getting into your face. That doesn't mean that they're gonna hit you. They're gonna no. You're getting all this twisted, bro. I don't know how they raised you, but that's not the way. And the president said, no, the president said peaceful one time. Look, let me say this, Robert. Think about you said for me to play pro. I mean, you told me to do devil advocate, right? So, okay. Here is Donald Trump. Here are his minions. I'm talking about minions. I'm talking about Lindsey Lohan. I'm talking about Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, all these Republicans, Ted Cruz, who stood up and said that Mike Pence had to or has to overturn the certification of the votes. These are people that they know, because they're lawyers, they know that Mike Pence or no vice president can do that. The vice president is there to voice, to read his card and say, this is the state of Texas, blah, 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 blah. Anyone has any objection? You got an objection? Or you have to make sure that you have one signature and one senator's signature. You guys have that? Yes, we do. Now we got the 2 hours. If you don't, sorry, next. That's his job. It's the MC. Okay, that's his job. So right there, he's telling you lies. That right there, he's telling you he knows this is a lie, that Mike Pence can't do anything. But yet he made you guys believe that Mike Pence could. And you guys went months saying, don't worry about it. January 6th, Mike Pence is going to overturn. Mike Pence is going to overturn. Mike Pence is going to overturn. And then you go to the Capitol and you go into the Capitol and you say, let's kill Pence. Let's kill Pence. He threw his own men under the bus. Then he said, then he tweets about it as the riots is going on. Mike Pence let us down. He didn't choose the Constitution. The Constitution states, you idiot, that he cannot do anything. So saying that someone doesn't understand legal lingo is saying that the majority of the population is ignorant. No, not the majority population. But not the majority population is ignorant. But the point here is that if I'm telling you that Ray Roberts cannot overturn this, and then here goes someone else to say Ray Roberts can, and 10 people go with Ray Roberts and they do what Ray, and you say, I don't know, and you don't say nothing. Then these 10 people, not that they're ignorant, is that they chose not to look. You don't have to learn. You don't have to know. You don't have to know law. You don't have to know. It's called common sense. And you have, that's what happens when you stay stuck on one news and you start listening to Fox and you start listening to RNC. You don't broaden your horizon. So if I see something on Fox, like when this idiot, not Hannity, Curtis, whatever that guy's name is, and he said that Floyd did not die on the hands of the police, that he died of fentanyl. That is not true. He lied right there, because the autopsy says a different story. So who are you going to believe? Him on Fox or the coroner's office? A man who studied this, who knows about the human anatomy, who knows every bone in your body, who studied to tell you how you die. He said they're only speaking to a certain group of people. I don't get it. If it's not right, if I hold you to a certain caliber elegy, you should hold me to the same. You see, but what you're saying about Cory Booker, Maxine Waters, that's very different. That's very different because this ain't fight for your right. Doesn't mean fight, bro, with your fist. It means voice your opinion. It means write about your opinion. Talk to your congressman. Call your congressman. Know that comes November, you can vote them out. You can do pickets outside the building. You can do a protest in front of his or her office. That's what fighting is. That's what fighting is. All right? Mahatma Gandhi fought for the right. Fought for England to leave India. He didn't fight with his hand. He fought with his voice. That double standard makes no sense. So you look, you know what you need to do, Ray Roberts? You need to get yourself some Gorilla Glue. Drink Gorilla Glue. Nah, just joking. It's glue, bro. Don't do nothing that you're not supposed to do without. This is just for purposes of, let me see, anti-cloud cap, blah, blah, blah. You know, when you want to stick things together, it's a glue. It's an adhesive. What part of Jersey, Wanda? Jersey's big. I was in Jersey in 2016. No, 2017, because I worked in New Jersey. I used to work in the airport. I used to drive to Newark every day. But not to the city of Newark. Just went to the airport, did my shift, came back out. Jersey's a good city, depending on where you want to go. It's high on taxes, though. It's a good place to have a house, but they're high on taxes. Like Staten Island. Staten Island had nice houses, but the taxes are, woo, exuberant. And you know what the funny thing about this is that everybody's writing about every Republican that doesn't know he was. Hey, look, he was acquitted. He was acquitted. And they're dumbasses. Not you, Ray. They're so dumbasses, but they don't know that he was impeached. The first president ever in the history since George Washington became the first president of the United States that's been impeached twice. Twice. That's no matter what Donald Trump does, that will go down in the history book as the only president in the United States to be impeached twice. You could say the first impeachment was about what happened in Ukraine. All right, the phone calls and all that, and that was all true. And then the second impeachment that you did an insurrection, sedaciously, you know, that's going to be even worse. That's even worse than the first one. That's even worse than the first one. So your legacy is that you were an impeached president twice. It doesn't matter if the Senate decided not to acquit. They decided to acquit you. It doesn't matter because that decision of acquittal, that was not meant to see if you were innocent. That was meant to vote to see if you hold office again. That's to see if, okay, what they said, what your impeachment was about, we're going to see now. We're going to find out if we're going to acquit you or convict you. If we convict you, that means you're out of office, you already were, but you can no longer run for president. You can no longer run for governor. You can no longer run for Senate. You cannot hold any government. You cannot hold any position that's of higher office. You just can't. That's what that was about. Because he was already impeached. Both houses have different tasks. The House of Representatives has the task to impeach you. That's their job. And once they impeach you, then it's up to the Senate to convict you. If the Senate convicts you, then you're out. If the Senate does not convict you, then you're not out. But if you're out, in this case, that he's out because this happened while that's what they say it's unconstitutional, which it is. All these things happened while he was president. So you're already impeached. Okay. But here, the Senate was deciding whether you can run again in the future, you can keep the your rights to run, or we take that away along with your pension and all that kind of crap that comes with being an ex-president. The Secret Service protection, the pension, the stipends that they get to have money with, to buy things and stuff like that. All those things are gone. That's what that's all about. And no president has been convicted by the Senate. All right, Bill Clinton, he was impeached. Bill Clinton was impeached for a blowjob. All right, but not because of that, because he lied to Congress. That's what he was impeached for, because he lied to Congress. All right, but when his case went to the Senate said no, there's no conviction, but he was impeached. And that would forever go, no matter. Put it this way, when Bill Clinton left office, Bill Clinton left the United States of America with a what's the word I'm looking for? With a surplus. Bill Clinton left the United States with a surplus. Means that we had money to spend. For the first time in a while, the United States were in a surplus in money-wise. Employment was off the roof. There were jobs. People had money. Business was booming. When Bill Clinton left, is Bill Clinton known for that shit? No. The first thing people think about Bill Clinton is Congress, Monica Lewinsky, and all that kind of crap. That's all he's known for. But people forget the good that he did. All right. So that's how Donald Trump is going to be. That's how Donald Trump is going to be remembered. You're going to be remembered for his 2 impeachment and for January the 6th. And I'm content with that. And Wanda said she wishes tonight she's going to buy some Gorilla Glue. There we go. I bought my first one, so you guys got to buy your Gorilla. Don't let this chance go by, bro. You can do a lot of things. If you're a very, very, very curious person, you can do a lot. I was going to put it on my hair, but I have no hair. But that's neither here or there. Passaic, New Jersey. All right. I was near. What's that? There's a town there that you go over from Staten Island, and there's a bridge. There's a Walmart right there. I think it's Elizabeth. No, it's not Elizabeth. I will find out. All I gotta do is look at Staten Island map. All right, so it was. It's in New Jersey. Where? I think it was. I don't think it was Elizabeth. Let me see something. Wayfair. All right, this is Staten Island. Cross the bridge. I think it was Elizabeth. I don't think. Let me see. It's not Bronzeman. It's not Tom Rivers. Ray Robert, I asked you this morning to do a YouTube about being an advocate. Do you remember that about switching roles? I am switching roles. I just told you. You want to do devil's advocate, but how can you play devil's advocate when you're trying to throw at me and says double standard? This is not double standard. It's not double standard. Let me tell you something, Ray Roberts. Where you live at, let's just say you live in a place where you have management, right? And your sink is always clogging up, and this is always clogging up, or this is going wrong, and you ask for things, but the repairs are never done. But they always want their rent, they always want their money. And I tell you, you know what? You have to go in there and fight for what's right. You have to go in there and fight for them to it's your right as a tenant. So as I'm telling you, you have to go in there and fight for your right. Are you going to take that literally and say you're going to go in there and fight them physically? You're going to punch people out? You're going to grab things and you're going to be violent with them? Or you're going to go in there and you're going to advocate and fight with words and say, you know what? I've been living here so many years. I've been paying my rent so long. I've never been late, never missed payment. And when there's something wrong with something in my house, you guys refuse to fix it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to pay your rent no more until I do that. And then you take it to court. That's fighting. You're fighting for your right. You're fighting for what's actually something that's yours. You're taking it to another level, saying that because Booker and Harris and this saying let's fight, you're actually taking that literally as to fight with your hands. And that's not what anyone means. But when you're up in a podium and you say that after months of judges not allowing it, after months of judges throwing everything out, you have the audacity to stand on the podium and say the elections was fraud, the elections were stolen on a day that was a transition of power, that he made it into a mockery. He made it into a violent day. Because in his warped mind, he said that it was rigged. So we can play devil's advocate. So how I'm with you with what Biden says. Let's go in the back. Biden probably does mean shit like that. That's the way he is. Or go in the back and I'll fight you. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. There you're right. But with Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, and who else you said? And Maxine Waters, when they're saying fight, they don't mean fight with your hands. It means fight with your voice. Get in the person's face. Yeah, I have the right to get into your face and tell you a piece and give you a piece of my mind. I'm not going to go there and confront you and fight you physically. I can fight you with my voice. So if you so from Fox News to RCN to all these to Newsweek to Newsmax to say, because that's where you're getting at, because everything that you're telling me about second opinion, about double standards and all that kind of stuff, all those things I've heard from Fox, from Hannity, from all of them. Every word that you say is coming from Fox. Every word that I hear other people say is coming from Fox. Nothing is genuine. See, there you go. So what you're saying is that we got to leave it up to the Democrats to determine what we're able to say, or when is it okay from someone from the Democratic Party to say what they want and what it means, and we're supposed to be okay with that? Is a double standard. I don't understand how you completely overlook this. How can I know the Democrats are not saying that you have to say this? How can you overlook it? See, there you go. How can you overlook something that's so simple, bro? How am I going to explain it to you that when when Booker, when Booker and with Maxine Waters and when Kamala Harris said what they said, is totally different from what Donald Trump said. Totally different. You're taking this to another level. You're saying, so they said fight. You're taking this, you're saying that they meant to say, let's fight with our hands. Does that make any sense to you? Okay. The only thing that I agree with you about is actually holding both parties accountable. Yes, you got to hold both parties. I'm agreeing with you there. Both parties should be accountable for a lot of disasters that have been going on in the United States. Okay. I agree with you there. None is an angel. But when you have a president of the United States say there that we have to fight, not the way, look at the words that he's using and the context, which is important. The context of how he's using it. He's actually telling you, go there, let's march down, which he said, let's march down. I will march down with you, which he never did, down Pennsylvania Avenue. And and take care of the weak Republicans, which he never did. So you're taking the word that Kamala Harris and Booker and Maxine Waters said, and you're putting those words of fight to the same words as Donald Trump? That does not make any sense. I cannot hold those. I cannot say that's double standard because it's not. Because you have to understand what if you don't understand what Kamala Harris, what Booker, and what Maxine Waters said when they say let's fight, if you don't understand what they meant by that, and then there's no point of us having ever a dialogue because you will never understand that those words were not meant to be get up in the face. I mean, not get up in the face, get up and fight and punch them out. No. Martin Luther King fought for the rights of blacks, colored people. He fought for the right. How did he use that with his voice? You know, fighting doesn't have to necessarily means let's go with the hands. There's a lot of ways you can use the word fight. All right? You have cancer. Roberts, I want you to fight for your life. I want you to fight for this. I want you to fight for this. You're going to beat this. So what you do? Are you going to go inside your body and beat the crap out of your cancer? No, man. You're going to fight. So what you do? You're going to do your research. You may think outside the box and say, you know what? I'm going to do chemotherapy. I'm going to do something else. You're going to fight as hell to make sure that this cancer doesn't kill you. So the word fight can mean a lot of things. It's just the way you say it. You know, there are words. There's a word that only means one thing and one thing only. You can't go out of the spectrum and say, you know what, this is what I meant to say when I use this word. No, you can't say that because that word. If I want to say I'm going to kill you, that means taking your life away. I can't turn that to another thing. Kill means to eliminate. Okay. Not the same thing when you use the word fight. Not the word when you use the words like serendipity. That's one word that only has one meaning. Oh, and her piece is from Passaic too. There you go. You guys can have you and Wanda can have Marco some Starbucks. So for you to take the word that these people use and put them in the same sentence, or you're trying to compare these two, Donald Trump wording with these people's wording, that does not make any sense at all. That has it's just. So you in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, or North Carolina? There's Cherry Hill down here too. It just gives me and let me tells me, wow. You just can't compare both. You can't, and that's what you and the rest of Republicans and Fox and all these people on New Jersey. Okay, cool, and all you people are trying to do. You trying to justify. You try to compare. You guys even try to compare that the riots that happened in the summer with what happened January 6th. Two different things, buddy. On the riots for the summer, people were fighting for rights. People were fighting for the rights for the people to stop being killed, for police brutality, for human people, for human life, for human rights. All right? Because if you're not black, you don't know what a black person goes through. If you're not black, you don't know what it is to get stopped by a white cop and say, you know what, shit. Am I gonna get out of this? Is this guy gonna kill me or what? You don't know that because you don't go through that as a white or Asian, whatever. But black people do. Not all, but some do. So, you see this abuse of white officers shooting black young men and women, and they get away with it. That gets tiring. That's double standard. That's when you say a person. I'll give you an example. When Florida passed the law a few years ago of staying your ground, a black lady had a shotgun. Her ex-husband came into the house. He had an order of protection on him. All right. He broke into her house. She took her shotgun, shot upstairs. Now she's standing her ground, shot through the ceiling, and they put her in prison. I think they gave her 10 years in prison. The same scenario, a white man in Florida, a few months later, shot in his house. I don't know for what reason, I forgot. And he didn't get charged because he was standing his ground. So the black lady was standing her ground. The white guy was standing his ground. But she gets arrested. She does jail. And this guy doesn't. That's your double standard. Exactly. You see, but inner peace, white people take the march that happened in the summer, the riots that happened in the summer, they take this way out of people, the white people that don't understand. You understand? Those are the ones that I go after, because anyone who's white would understand, it's true. There is still racism, still exists. There's racism in the United States. Black people and brown people, they get judged differently because of the color of their skin. It happens. It's like when you had that girl Candace, whatever her last name is, and she said, "Oh, look at all these black on black crime." She's so stupid. How can you compare black and black crime? If you live in the black community and there's the majority of people there are black and Hispanics, what are you going to have? Either Hispanic killing blacks, black killing Hispanics, or black killing blacks. That's common sense. You're not going to say white killing black because there's no whites in the neighborhood. Or there's maybe one or two. So, Candace Owens. So when you see stuff like that makes no sense. And then people feed on that. So when you have Fox News and you have Newsmax saying otherwise, those riots were the same. No, it's not the same, because the riots in the summertime, when that happened, they were fighting for the human rights. Is the difference. It's a difference between a person. Now, I don't agree about burning businesses down that had nothing to do with it. I didn't care about the precincts anyway, but I didn't care about that because your voice has to be heard somewhere or another. But innocent people should not pay. So you're fighting for human rights. You're fighting for human rights compared to you're fighting for votes. People, you're fighting for votes. You're fighting for a vote that someone told you. It could be not true, that someone told you that it was rigged. All right. And then after all that, you take it to 60 different judges that Donald Trump chose, and that said no. They said no. And then you go and you storm the Capitol wanting to kill people. How can you compare storming the Capitol of the United States where laws are written? Where it's a federal building, you go in there and you storm it. You know what you do? You make us look weak. Countries laughed at us. Terrorist group says, look, if it's easy for them to storm the Capitol building, we can bomb any place we want to in the United States because it's easy. Look how easy it was. Unprepared. But when Black Lives Matter marched, the same road that these people were in, who was there? The National Guards was there, right? With with their rifles, pepper spraying people. When the rioters went to in front of the White House, which they didn't do anything wrong, they was just there. There were barricades. What did the Attorney General do? He instructed for the service to throw in black pepper spray at the group, at the rioters. So what? So Donald Trump can take a picture in front of a church with a Bible, a church that he never went to, doesn't go to. So you can't compare, bro. When you're comparing those two, and you really don't belong, you really don't know what you're talking about. You can, those are two different goals. Those are two different voices, right? I can go with Black Lives Matter because you're fighting for human rights compared to you're fighting for a vote. Entra. ¿Qué pasó? Hold on, guys. That cold. Sorry, guys. Look, I'm gonna eat spaghetti, which is good, with Gorilla Glue. So think about that. Inner peace. I'm sorry. Inner peace. As a black woman in New Jersey, do you fear when you see a Passaic cop, a white Passaic cop? Because you even have black cops who go against black people because that's this perception that every black person is the same. You know, I was watching something earlier on today, which is very true. How a black female says to the show host that all black men are the same, that all black men don't take care of the kids, that all black men don't work. And he goes, wait, and all black men this way. He goes, so when you met this guy, he wasn't working. He's a felon, and he's this and he's that. That's a person you chose. You knew all this, so you chose this. So if you're in a relationship with a black guy, right? And you say all black people are the same because he treated you the same. No, you chose him. The same way you go with a Puerto Rican and says all Puerto Rican are the same. No, you chose that Puerto Rican guy. You knew the way he was. So if you knew that he was a womanizer back then, he was a cheater back then, why go out with him? Because he's cute? Or he's good looking, or he's handsome, you like his body, you like his money? We put ourselves in some predicament sometimes that we say, we blame others when it's our fault, and we blame society in itself when society and certain things have a lot of things to be blamed for. But we are in control of our actions to a certain degree. And what you do has repercussions, whether they're good repercussions or they're bad repercussions. Or anyway, repercussions is only one word. I mean, it only has one meaning, which is bad. So I take that back. So you have to, that's why they say you have to take your words, your words seriously. You have to be careful what you say, because a lot of people take things literally. Like you see Ray Roberts, all these words that he takes them literal. He doesn't know. I don't think he knows that he doesn't differentiate the difference between literal, and figuratively. You're still my man, Ray, but sometimes you come up with some things that I can't believe you saying things like that. But anyway, this is why I love doing my channel, because I can listen to your opinion. We may agree to disagree, but you're still my boy. And like everybody else, you come on my channel, we agree to disagree. That this is great about you being. This is the difference that separate us from animals, is that we have a conscience and we have the choice to do things or not do things. The choice is always yours. See you at 9.